See, we're all learning this new global environment, how to navigate the virtual world. So this is a photo of Missoula, Montana, where I hope all of you will come as YSEALI fellows at some point. And that's our river, Clark Fork River, through town here in Montana. Here is a picture in Glacier National Park, just north of us here in Montana, where we take students to study climate change. And this is a place which is a laboratory for a changing climate with melting glaciers. And there are rivers there with microplastics in them. When we learn about global environmental issues, I think of it as widening our circles of care. When we're young, we tend to think of ourselves mostly, and it's really important to always take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our bodies, our mind, our own self. As we grow up, we learn to care for a widening circle, including people like ourselves, our family, our community, our ethnic group, our nation. As we expand our circle of care, we can take in even more. We start to care in a world-centric view. We start to see the interconnections of all life. We think about the energy we consume at home and the glaciers that are melting in Montana. We start to think about the rising seas in Vietnam. We start to think about the floods in your communities, in your fields. We think of all of these connections, but we don't only think of that. It transcends and includes. We have to think and consider all elements from ourselves, our groups, and world-centric. And when we do this, when we have these capacities, it can be really hard because we see things that are difficult and can feel insurmountable. Here is an image of a polar bear on a tiny piece of ice in the melting Arctic with plastic filling the oceans. And then the image that you received in your pamphlet for this workshop with a mask in the ocean. And this can be hard for me as a psychology student of psychology. I know it's really hard to hold all of this. I like this word, which is a new word, and I wonder if any of you have heard of it. Solastalgia. It relates to the word nostalgic, that feeling of missing something. This is a new word, though, that describes a form of emotional distress or pain caused from environmental change. It's a pain that we experience when there's a recognition that the place where one resides and that one loves is under immediate assault. I can imagine all of you have felt this. And I'll just end with this image because for me, this is beautiful. This is an image, and you can look it up, from Vital Impacts that uses powerful visual storytelling to support conservation initiatives. And what I like about it is that as we do this work, it's really important to not only focus on the problems, on the doom and gloom, on the pieces that are messy and dirty and hard, but also to create what is visually beautiful and feels possible and feels good for our souls.